So I have a question for you that I have often asked myself on numerous occasions. Why do we willingly dedicate hundreds of hours of our lives to one type of game while ignoring another like it's an ex who owes us money? Some of you are RPG addicts, others only touch shooters, and some of you, you're farming virtual carrots at 3 a.m. You know who you are. Today we're breaking down why certain genres suck us in, and I want you to tell me your favorite genre in the comments because I am fascinated by what might draw different generations together towards certain games. Whether you're a mobile gamer, PC guy, or even console lover, I know I personally find myself going back to older games because of nostalgia, but younger folks might be playing it for the first time. Was it because somebody recommended it to you, or you just wanted to personally see what the hype on the game was about, or maybe you just never played it when it was current? Let's start with action-adventure. These games are like the Swiss Army knife of gaming. You get a little combat, a little exploration, and some puzzles that make you feel smart before you immediately Google the answer. Games like Zelda, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, they're basically roller coasters where you're the stunt double. So here's my question. Do you love these games because the thrill of exploring big worlds, or because deep down you want to believe you could survive one climbing sequence without dying from shin splits? I'll be honest, real-life me would never make it past the first ladder. I'd be like, well, guess the kingdom's doomed, sorry princess.
Oh no!
Let's be real here. If I ever tried some of those acrobatic moves in Assassin's Creed, my back would start hurting before I jumped. I know I'm personally attracted to action-adventure games for immersive storytelling and discovering a world an entire team has curated to hit that dopamine fix our brains so desperately crave. With that genre out of the way, let's get started on the next one, and this one is my personal favorite. RPGs are like living an entirely different life. You're building your character, making decisions that impact the world, and spending way too much time in character creation because you want your hero to look like a badass instead of a potato with armor, or you're the silly type who creates something out of our nightmares like Jacksepticeye does. Love you, Jack. So let me ask you, are you in it for the storytelling and immersion, or are you kind of the player who's like, if I arrange these skill points just right, I can one-shot a dragon with a butter knife? I'll admit, RPGs are dangerous for me. I'll lose hours to it. I sit down thinking, I'll play for 30 minutes and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and I'm emotionally attached to an NPC who sold me a flower once. The best ones on my list are ones who let me shape the world as I go through my choices, but I can lose myself in some older Final Fantasies as well. I would also be remiss not to mention Chrono Trigger as something I really got lost into in my younger days, like your significant other in the retail store. Now let's talk about the next one that's really popular with a lot of folks, but also the ones I spend the least amount of time on personally. Shooters, or even loot and shoot. These games are pure adrenaline. Call of Duty, Overwatch, Doom. Bang, bang, reload, rage quit. It's competitive, it's fast-paced, and it gives you that tiny dopamine hit every time you land a headshot. But let's be real, nothing humbles you faster than realizing a 12-year-old across the world is destroying you while probably eating cereal at the same time. So I want to know, what makes shooters fun for you? Is it the teamwork, the chaos, or just the fact that they let you blow off steam without getting arrested? My personal favorite growing up was Halo. I never got into the Call of Duty series, but may check out the campaign and the new one just to try it once. That is, if it doesn't cost me $400 and a kidney. AAA games are expensive these days. Now, let's jump into a genre that I have personally liked playing and watching. Horror games. This is where I start asking serious questions about humanity. Why do we do this to ourselves? You boot up Resident Evil or Outlast and the game basically says, congrats, you're gonna scream in the dark for the next 6 hours. Some people love it for the adrenaline, some people love it for the atmosphere, and then there's me, playing horror games like my controller is the crucifix held out in front of me. So tell me, are you the kind of player who turns the lights off and cranks up the volume? Or you like me, daylight, windows open, emotional support blanket? I personally cannot wait for the full release of Shift at Midnight, and not because I can provide head cleaning services for the bald folks who come into my store. This next genre though, I love like someone who turned breathing air into a romantic poem and it became a bestseller. Strategy and Sims, Stellaris, StarCraft, The Sims. These games basically say you are in charge of everything and then immediately punish you with the consequences. Like in Civ, 1 minute you're building a peaceful empire, next you know Gandhi nukes you. Or in The Sims, you're building your dream house, but 5 hours later, you're just trying to keep your sim from drowning in the pool that you forgot to add a ladder to. You know it's happened to you before, maybe even on purpose. The question for you, Do you love these because of the tactical challenge, or do you just enjoy playing God for a while? Personally, I love Stellaris, Age of Empires, and the Crusader Kings series. Who doesn't like becoming the endgame and destroying planets to fuel your telepathically obsessed cult empire so you can rip open a portal to the eldritch horrors and greet them like old friends while the rest of the galaxy has their eyeballs fall out? Now, let's talk about some real MVP stars lately, indie games. This is where things get interesting. Indie devs are like, rules? Never heard of them. And somehow, they created some of the most addictive, emotional, creative games out there. I'm looking at you, Expedition 33. Hollow Knight, Hades, Stardew Valley, completely different genres, all absolute masterpieces. Sometimes they even outshine big-budget titles because, let's be honest, who needs voice acting when your big-budget rival has epic lines like this?
Okay, partner.
Sounds like a job for the new head honcho.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
So I want to know, what's your favorite indie game? And why do you think they hit so hard compared to AAA games? Was it the music, the epic story, or the puzzle platformer you can't stop thinking about and wondering if the next one is real or not? For me, indie games are like surprise snacks. You never expect them to be that good, and then suddenly you've devoured the whole thing and want more. I know I have skipped some genres, but felt this was big enough sample piece to get our brain juices flowing. I mean, look at the MMO space and online games in general. I feel like that has changed quite a bit from what it used to be, but this video is long enough as it is. I think for me personally, it depends on my mood. Some days I want to save the world, some days I want to rip open the fabric of the universe, and some days I want to make morally gray choices about a character living or dying. Balance, right? Now it's your turn. What is your favorite genre and why? Is it the story, the challenge, the immersion, or something completely different? Tell me in the comments. I read them all, and honestly, your answers are the best part of this channel. If you're enjoying hanging out today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Or see it and choose to ignore it like that next door neighbor who doesn't wear any clothes. Either way, I'll love you all the same. And hey, if you happen to be playing an online game and see me playing it in one of my streams, come by and say hey. Dreas out.